Go. All right, so we're 15 yards out. We're going to be doing a little bit of trial and error working on our grip. All right, so what I'm going to do, I got 6 rounds here. I'm going to go ahead and load up my gun, and what I'm doing is trying to get my dot, my red dot, to come back and get a good return to the same point of where I was aiming at for my first sight picture. I want my dot to return in a constant, consistent fashion, straight up and down. I don't want it bouncing left to right, right to left, or so on and so forth, or sliding out the window. So now, how do I control that is going to be with my grip. All right, so first things first that I'm going to focus on in these first 5 rounds or 5 to 6 rounds is going to be the over exaggeration of my wrist. All right, a lot of times we get our gun out here and our grip, yeah, our thumbs are forward, so on and so forth, but if you look at my wrist, it's not all the way locked out. It's liable for, when I start doing high round counts, my gun can just start bouncing back and I don't have that bone behind the gun. I want that bone support. So this, yes, my thumbs are forward, but it's not fully locked out like it needs to be. So what I'm going to do is over exaggerate the motion and lock it out, and you pretty much know that your wrist is good when you have that 45-degree angle of your hands facing down. All right, so I'm just going to take my gun out and I'm going to go ahead and exaggerate the motion, put hand on gun. 5 rounds. All right, so my dot did go up and down. It went a little bit too high. Now I want to control that even more. All right, so this was the first part of it, was just getting that exaggerated motion. It kept my dot going up and down, and that's what I'm trying to get, but I want to get back on target quicker. All right, so now the second part to this, which is going to be another 5 to 6 rounds that I'm going to do, in which I'm going to work on the concepts of contact and pressure. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to just go ahead and apply the same fundamentals I was doing with the bone structure and locking out the over exaggeration of my wrist, but on top of that, I'm going to build on top of that with contact and pressure. All right, and what I mean by that is a lot of times we get out here, okay, we have that locked out motion and whatnot, but we're holding the gun so lightly and it'll allow the gun to noodle. All right, we don't want that to happen. We don't want the gun to just jump out of our hand. We want to control the gun. So I like to think of it as a vise. When you sit this gun in a vise and you were to clamp it down here as tight as you can, when you shoot this gun while it's in the vise, the slide's going to reciprocate straight back, and that's what we're trying to obtain. So in essence, our hands are going to be that vise. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do that same exaggerated motion, but I'm going to grip as hard as I fucking can, and let's see what it does for my optic. All right, so just come out. Now I'm gripping tight as fuck. All right, everything returned. The turn went well. I was tracking my dot. It was coming right back to where I want. Grip and pressure, baby. You just lock out that wrist, tighten up your grip, and pull that trigger. Move. Stand by. Go.